So good morning, everybody. It has been a while, I think, since I've done one of these, but I don't know. I think I just was in the mood to get some things off my chest this morning. I really don't even have an idea about what it is that I'm gonna call this. I'm actually getting ready to do some dishes. Notebook's chilling in her room. Got her on the monitor watching her. Um, before I get her up and ready for the day. So I just wanted to talk, and just kind of be honest about how I'm feeling, where my head's at, what it is that I'm doing. So I woke up this morning thinking about how it is that I could be better. Like what type of parent I am, what type of parent I want to be, where it is that I'm trying to go. And I find it really difficult sometimes almost because it's like that meme that was circling around, like either you grew up on love or you grew up on survival. And I'm just like, I don't know, you guys, when I talk to my brother sometimes, I just feel like I didn't grow up with a lot of either. I grew up with parents who were great providers. They were able to allow us to do pretty much any activity we ever wanted to do. Um, we were able to go outside the country. We were able to kind of go around the United States a little bit. We went out the country actually twice. Um, we were able to really be successful. My brother was in a band. He was able to go pretty much on every single band trip. I don't think there was one that he really missed in high school. Um, y'all hear no look on the monitor. We were just kind of like able to do it all. I did softball up until I couldn't. I did horseback riding until I couldn't. I played the violin, didn't care for it. Still have it, just did not care for it. Um, I always wanted to play the saxophone, small fact. But at the time, you're ignorant to what band really is. You think it's just marching band and stuff like that. And so, with my leg and stuff, it wasn't an option for me. And that's why the violin was chosen. Orchestra, you sit down. But that's a whole nother story. But I don't know. I just feel like I grew up more with providers. And it's not a bad thing. I just think it's just what my parents were taught. Like in the era that they grew up with, they really kind of grew up at like the end of segregation and a lot of that controversy, and just provide these new opportunities for Black Americans. It's like my dad, when he talks about when he first got into banking, there weren't a lot of Black male bankers and things like that. And then my mom, she was like a project manager. It was a company called MCI before Verizon took over it, and all these other things. So they had these positions where they had good benefits. We didn't struggle, you know what I'm saying? And when I think of the parent that I want to be, it makes it kind of hard because it's like I have an inner battle. You know what I'm saying? And my inner battle is kind of feeling like the only time affection was shown to me is when I was in a hospital and I was having these traumatic things happen to me. And that would be like the only time my parents could just kind of like breathe, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like be there for me in the moment. But like in this household, we didn't really grow up with a lot of vulnerability. We didn't grow up with shed tears. I say it all the time when I talk to my dad now or to my brother, whatever. Everybody in this house is an alpha type person. Like we have that alpha type personality because you didn't have time for a pecking order. You were treated like an adult. You were raised like an adult, which has its good benefits and bad benefits because, it kind of places your kids in that weird space where it's just like, you're not going to really tell me too much of what to do. You know what I'm saying? And that was the conflict. My dad will, to this day, say that I have. It's just that I'm going to do what I want to do. good or bad consequences. And I've always been that way because I don't care about the consequences. And in some terms, he's right, you know, because that's just how I've been, you know. But for me, I honestly feel like I grew up fighting for my life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I didn't really grow up on love or survival in the way that survival is put, where it's like, oh, you know, you're struggling to pay the bills, or you guys don't have food that day, or there's no hot water and you're having to you know, boy, I didn't grow up like that, but I grew up in a different form of survival with all my health issues and the different things that I had to carry and deal with. It was like every year, multiple times a year, I'm in the hospital. I'm going through all of these different surgeries and ER visits and dramatics. I don't know what a normalized life is. I was in the hospital so much the staff knew me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what I feel like, a different type of survival, but it also creates a disconnect, I feel like, with me and with other people. Because it's like, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Because this is why, for me mentally, I created the major minor effect, right? Because I can't relate, when I was like 16, I can't relate to the average 16-year-old that's crying about boys. Because I'm facing the major surgery. What are you crying about? I can't relate to people. Like, even today in my adult life, it's just certain things. Like, people like, oh, life is so hard. And I feel like this. And I'm like, Shorty is homeless, living with her kid in a car. You're upset because somebody's not talking to you? I don't understand why you're upset. I struggle with that because my life was so matter of fact. My life was so prioritized, and my life was so ridiculous that it makes it hard for me. Like, I have a genuine disconnect, especially because I feel like I was raised like an adult. First of all, I'm the oldest out of the grandkids. My parents had me and my brother later in life. They were in their 30s. I only grew up around adults, and then I feel like unintentionally they placed this pressure on me to be this strong individual that can just handle any and all information, and that made me feel like an internalizer. It made me feel like very shut off, which is what I am now, kind of like, to my emotions and stuff. And it just made me feel like I'm the strong one. I can't be weak. What is crying? What is vulnerability? What is expressing myself? No, I just continue to stack the weight of the world on my damn shoulders because I'm the strong one. And I just feel like now in my adult life, that's really kind of shut me off, you know, because I just take everything in, and I don't feel like that's healthy at all. I take everything in. I don't really, to this day, I really don't express myself. I'm very quiet. I'm a big observer. I'm very quiet. I'm very particular. A lot of people in my life have never seen me with my guard down. Not that it's up, but they never see me let my hair down. They just never see me just go out, just have fun, just get up on the table, twerk some one time, just get real drunk, real happy. A lot of people have never seen that. They've always seen me well put together. They've always seen me like, no, I'm not going to drink today. No, I'm not going to do this today. No, I'm just chilling. I'm good. I'm quiet. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a problem. I should be able to be free with you, but I feel so in a way institutionalized within myself that I can't allow myself to do that. And I don't know how to allow myself to do that. You know, I'm very, very, very picky with who I open all the way up to, because I feel like I have dealt with rejection so much in my life that in my adult life, I'm not going to give a whole lot of people access to be able to do that to me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. In my life, I grew up feeling very isolated. I grew up feeling very alone. I grew up feeling like, even though I was a kid, I had all these adult decisions to make. I just grew up feeling very different than I feel like not most people, but kind of majority of people had to feel like. I feel like a lot of people, when they think back on their childhood, they got to be kids. And I didn't get to be a kid. So now that I have a child, it's very hard for me as her mom because I don't feel mom-like, or at least what you see a mom is supposed to be. That nurturing, loving, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like that. I feel very mama bearish. I'm very protective of Corey. Like, no, you can't have her. No, she's not going this weekend. No, she's not spending the night nowhere. For what? She's my child. She's my responsibility. I got it. No, we're not doing that because I can't keep up with her, and I'm not letting her go anywhere out of my sight. Especially now with all these missing kids and missing women and stuff, the answer is no. I don't care about your attitude on it. I said no. Her dad isn't here to keep up with her. You got the other kids and the other stuff going on, and I physically cannot do it. We're not going to this place. We're not doing it. I actually went to a girls' brunch a weekend or two ago. I think it was a weekend ago. And we were all having these discussions of all these women going missing because it was in Atlanta, and I found it so freaking interesting because we were all talking, and it's funny, but it's not funny. We were all talking, and we were all stressed at the fact that we had to drive downtown, and we were all stressed that we were by ourselves, and we were all stressed that all this kidnapping and stuff like that was happening, and we literally were just like, okay, buddy system. When it was time for us to go, everybody went in pairs. All y'all parked in the parking deck, all y'all walked together. Oh, you parked this way? Okay, well, we gonna stay out here until you come back walking her that way. Okay, blah, blah, this. I even went down there. I was like, can I bring my biscuit, please? Because I need a buddy system, and I'm not trying to do that by myself. Like, that's how serious it is. So if it's like that for us as adult women, what do you think I'm gonna be like with my own freaking child? The answer is no. Very mama bearish. But as Corey gets older, she might not feel like that was enough. She might feel like in ways I failed her. She might feel as if because your parents have an idea of the type of parent they were, and they don't know anything different until you tell them different. And so, when I talk to my parents, I have a parent who used to play sports and used to really be involved in stuff, and their parents never showed up to anything. And so that affected them in their life. So then when me and my brother did sports and whatever, they made sure to be there for all of those things. And then that's great because they fulfilled the void that they had with their parents. But in other ways, it's just like, yeah, but what about our void? Because you were physically there, and you are a great provider, and we have a better relationship now than we did growing up. But emotionally, it feels like you weren't there. You had to take care of so much responsibility, and you had to be the strong person, and you couldn't do it all. You know what I mean? And so it creates voids. And I think about Corey and I think about the void. I don't like to fake it. It's like sometimes I'll let her like be on me and I'll be all motherly, but that is just not who I am, you know. But I don't want her to know that's not who I am. And she, if you meet my daughter, she is like the happiest jit in the world because mommy created the environment where she can be. And I really kind of let her be free and I let her do her own thing for the most part. And she don't know no different, but I know different. And it's like in choosing what parent I want to be, it's just hard because it's just like I'm not a survival parent. I'm not that cutthroat parent. I'm not the over-lovingly parent. And I'm still fighting for my life as a parent. Every time I go to the hospital, I cry because I got to leave Corey. Or I cry because I'm like, I don't know why she had to have me as a mom who's constantly sick. Like, that really bothers me that she has a mom that is going to always be sick. That bothers me to death. And then it's just like, you know, how can I show her to let her hair down when I don't let my hair down? And what I mean by that is, okay, so example, the brunch again. You know how when you go out with people, whether it's new people, people you're familiar with, people, I can use people I'm familiar with as a very good example. A lot of the friends that I've grown up with from like high school to now have never seen me in a pair of shorts. Ever. When we went to this brunch, it was people I was familiar with and it was new women that I met. And I stood in the background. I had my coat kind of like down towards my leg to kind of like cover it. Subconsciously. Didn't even realize it until I started like looking at the pictures and stuff. When it was time to take pictures, that's when I really started noticing it because I was just trying to like stand in the back because I hate taking pictures like the full body pictures that like show my leg and stuff because it always looks different than what I envisioned in my mind. Like, you know, when you look at yourself, you look a certain type of way, but then when you see yourself on film or you see yourself in pictures from other people that have taken them and it might not be flattering to what you think is flattering, you get self-conscious about it. So I was trying to like stand in the background stuff, but I'm short. I'm freaking 5'1", and everybody else was like super freaking tall. And so, you know, the way we did the pictures, I was in the front, and I just had to hold my breath. I had to hold my breath because the photos came out, and you could see my leg in one, and the other one you couldn't. I was like, all right, and I decided to post them anyway, which was a big thing for me. It was a huge thing for me, especially because the person who took them, they were like, oh, I'm good at Photoshop. I can do this, I can do that, blah, blah, blah. And I was going to be like, take it out. Please, take it out. But instead, I was just like, you know what? Why do you do this to yourself? Like, you know how you got like the person that's kind of been like heavy their entire life? And every time they go somewhere, they make fun of themselves before other people can make fun of them. I feel like I do that. I feel like I go out and I try to make other people more comfortable about my leg than I'm comfortable about it. It doesn't matter where we are. We could be at a kickback, right? And say it's like tables. I'll sit at the table furthest to the back by like the bathroom or something, so that if I get up, nobody really pays attention because I could just kind of like walk that way, walk back. Or if it's like on a couch situation, I'll sit on the couch, but I'll have a blanket over me so nobody can really like see. It's like, you know, but you don't know, you know what I mean? And I'll just try to like keep it like that. So it's just like, I don't know, I beat myself up about it a lot once I got home because I was just like, girl, stop. What's wrong with you? Stop. But it's hard when it's just embedded in me. Everything is hard. The type of parent I want to be is hard. The type of individual I want to be is hard. Letting the world see my hair down is hard. Just letting my daughter see it. Letting my close friends see it. I can count on one hand and still have some fingers move about which friends have seen me like that. 3. Out of everybody that I'm close to. 3. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to like vent to you guys a little bit. I don't know. I just had to express. It's like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it is that we want to fix. Oh, there we go. Title. Let's talk about it. What is it that you want to fix about yourself? Because these are the things that I want to fix about myself. I'm not really happy about being so closed off. I'm not really happy about feeling like I'm emotionalist. I'm not really happy about not being the nurturing mom. I'm not really happy about feeling like I'm always fighting for my fucking life. Like, I hate that shit. Every time I go in the hospital and stuff, I cannot stand it. I hate in my adult life that I still feel alone. And that everything that I go through, I am by myself in. Especially when I am continuously there for everybody else. No matter how I'm there. You know, my friends and stuff, they don't feel like I've neglected them, or they don't feel like they're not as hard on me as I am on myself. They feel like I'm completely there for them the way that they want to be there for. And I respect that. And I'm thankful for that, because it makes me feel like, okay, maybe this is just a me thing. But the me thing I don't like about myself, I'm trying to fix. So today's topic, what is it about yourself that you could fix? And let's talk about how to fix it. Because how I'm fixing it is I'm constantly putting myself out there. I'm showing my leg more and more. I'm not hiding anymore. With Corey, I'm doing the best that I can do. But I know it's still going to be some type of voids. You know, I can fix what I didn't like with how I was raised. But it's still going to be something that she's not going to like in being raised. And I can do my best to try to work on that. I saw several different things. I saw where this mom had a composition notebook, and it was called Mommy and Me, and her child were able to write each other back and forth and express their real feelings without any consequences. I watched the Red Table Talk, and I saw Will and Jada talk about how they did a circle of safety where they would get with their kids and they would sit at this table and they would all be able to say how they genuinely felt without any consequences. Good, bad, whatever. It was like placing everybody on equal terms. And I think I'm going to adapt that for my household as well. So I can only try to turn it in a different direction and keep moving forward. But this is just where I'm at. And I know it's not Sunday. And I know I've been gone a little bit, but that's just because mentally I've been checked out. I have a lot going on right now, as we all have a lot going on right now. But I did just want to speak before I get back to these dishes and take Nutbug out her room to drive me up a wall. So y'all have a great weekend. Let me know what you think. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share again, share some more times, and just let me know what you think. But I just needed to get it off my chest. Y'all have a good one.